Podcast. I am your host, Jaron.
And I'm Garlene.
And welcome to our channel, our podcast. This is season 3 of Married Now What podcast.
Yeah.
And we are taking the jump into the YouTube universe. This has been a journey for us. We've been doing this now for 3 years or so, 2 seasons, and a pandemic. Right. So we just ask that everybody please, follow this journey with us. Welcome to our channel again. Subscribe, like, share. We are your hosts, but we are also accompanied by co-hosts. We have 3 little ones. Well,
2 little ones.
2 little ones and 1 teenager, right? So right now we're like bribing a teenager to watch them, but there will be our co-hosts, and this is what I tell you: if you start hearing kids, then you're gonna get a shot with us,
right?
So watch out for the counter. See how many shots we end up with at the end of this one. But thank you again for tuning in. What we're doing here, normally our format will be we recap, on our seasons or our previous episodes. But this has been a pause and a break in the country and the world, so we're going to recap over, this last, pandemic year of 2020.
Right.
COVID-19, how did that affect us? How did that affect you? What did you change? Did you see, babe? What was going on?
It was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. From watching a lot of people lose their loved ones.
Yeah.
Having to have Maya stay at home.
14 years old.
Homeschool.
Freshman in high school. That was rough.
At the time they were 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point you were working from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a lot.
Yeah, I worked from home and unraveled everything you did as a homemaker. Unraveled it all, completely in utter chaos up in here. But it was definitely, shocking to see the world shelter in place.
Right, that was the crazy part.
To walk around our complex and see faces we've never seen before outside, riding bikes and walking around and being extra friendly.
Right.
Yeah. And then along with that came the face masks and, don't touch. And, it was extremely difficult, the beginning half of this, just watching how the world was reacting to it. Of course, we had a horrible, president, handling this stuff as well. And that changed, I guess, how we were processing it. Right. But through that, there were other things that were happening as well. So you had the social justice, Black Lives Matter movement, the unjust killings of multiple individuals, from Breonna Taylor to most notably, George Floyd. As a mom, of a son, how did that George Floyd situation, affect you during this time?
It was bad. It was depressing. I think I had to take a break from social media.
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh, my mic. Yeah, I had to take a break from social media. I just couldn't take, watching the video over and over and over again. Pretty depressing, and seeing people try to justify it. It was bad.
Yeah, there were people out here fighting, for the wrong causes.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of protesting, going on that really shook up the world as well. Days and months on end of protesting.
Mm-hmm.
Just people being sick and tired of it. Like the revolution got televised, in this social media and internet world that we live in.
Yeah.
For me as a black male and father or son, it was like when does it stop? Like how do we police? How do we get some form of justice, and how do I train my son at 4 years old to navigate this world of systematic oppression? And it's difficult. It's difficult. I found myself thanking God. I'm like, oh, he's only 3. He can't consciously be aware of everything that's going on. But then I have the 14-year-old, and it's like, she can't not, be affected by it, because the world now is in the palm of her hands.
Right.
She can see it in every other post and, see new footage and new angles before we could even, introduce those things. So, it changed a lot of the world. Most notably now, there has some form of justice with the officers in question being indicted and charged with, murders and, aggravated assaults, and as of like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, to this date, the officer was convicted of murder, over George Floyd's death. And then the other, 2 or 3 officers are looking at, continuing indictment. So we'll see how this goes and plays out. Right now we're in the process of sentencing, and, we'll see if there's some real justice out there, if things really happen, Also during that time, as we recap, some deaths, really happened. Entertainers, people that we love the most.
Yeah.
Your boy
Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke.
Baby, don't trip. Just lower your tone.
Energetic New York rapper. To bring it back,
bringing that gritty sound back.
Yeah, we're in New Jersey, New York, North Jersey. We love that grimy, and he was the cross between the 50 and DMX kind of,
right, and I love
situation.
both of them. So.
Yeah, and God rest DMX. DMX also passed during that time.
It's pretty horrible.
We lost some people, man. Chadwick Boseman, for Black Panther, and also, the one that started all of this off like a month before the pandemic.
Yeah,
we're talking about Kobe Bryant.
NBA draft. The Charlotte Hornets select Kobe.
He's the best player in basketball, and I don't think it's even close.
He has some of the best skills that the NBA has ever seen in history.
Honestly, I look at Kobe Bryant as that guy that is the best, one of the best in our league.
It's just that simple. There's nothing that Kobe Bryant can't do.
But what he did for the game of basketball was simply legendary.
Kobe Bean Bryant, was one of the greatest right under Michael Jordan.
Yeah, threw me all the way off. I never would have seen that coming at all.
Yeah, and I remember how you gave it to me. I was in the bathroom, and I just heard you weeping. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on out here?
Yeah.
And I run to the TV, and I'm just like, nah. This ain't right. This is not right. This is a lie, right? So that's kind of how we started off the pandemic, with the death of Kobe Bryant. And then a month later, we get breaking news, wear your mask for the rest of your lives. It's called, pandemic outbreak. So, nonetheless, we had some tragedies, but we also had some, triumph, right? During that time, celebrating birthdays, and the big 4-0 came around for both of us during this time. I'm grown, and grown as hell.
As hell.
What was your gift to yourself?
Started a candle company.
That's right.
Busy Bee Candles.
Busy Bee Candles. So shameless plug.
Yay.
We want to make sure we get all this content out here. Busy Bees Candles. What was the energy and the desire for that? Where did that come from?
Well, I think ideas come from a need, right, that you have, and we were birthday shopping for your sister Danielle. And I couldn't find a candle. I wanted to get her a candle. I couldn't find a candle that I really liked, and it just started from there. I think I didn't tell you for a couple months because I started researching and finding out why are these candles priced at that point, and what's the difference between coconut and paraffin, and and just doing that. And as soon as I told you about it, like a few months later, within a week, we were registering the business, and,
I think you told me, and I jumped dead on that. I was like, wow, this is definitely something. And I think, even how you positioned it and brought it to me, was like, babe, I know you're working hard. I just want to bring, some value to the house. I want to bring a couple dollars. I'm like, wow, let's do it. And let's pack the kids up. We drove a couple hours to go look up, 6 hours, to Pennsylvania, find these different factories and warehouses, and, of candle and supplies, and really put the sweat equity in and study the product so we can have a premium product, So we have coconut soy wax products. We have other products, about 30 or so, ranging from incense to body butters, the body scrubs.
Get into it.
Candles, premium candles in a tin, in a jar. We're talking about wax melts. I mean, this is definitely dominated some of our house as well. But it's wonderful. So tell the people where they can find that product again.
BusyCandles.com.
Busy Candles. That's BUSY candles.com. BusyCandles.com. And where are they on IG page? Follow us, all of that. Shameless plug.
BusyBeeCandles.co on Instagram.
BusyBeeCandles.co. Okay, and Busy Bee Candles on Facebook.
Yes.
Please look out for the B in the logo. Don't confuse us with all of those suckers out there. Right?
Right.
But that was, again, a great time for us to figure out some things during the pandemic, right? So, format, right? Let's get back to it. This is how we recap. We'll go back over, old topics, situations. We had to extend it a little bit because of COVID, but now we're back and it's topic time, right? I think this season 3, episode 1, we're starting off with a pretty damn good topic. We're talking about the most recent meme with Steve Harvey that has reappeared after some years. Go ahead and explain exactly what that meme was about, babe.
He was being interviewed, and the reporter asked him, "Can men and women be friends?" And he said no.
Can we be friends?
Yeah, he said that being that he's married, he cannot be friends with the opposite sex. He doesn't have. He said it. He has no female friends.
He said it.
He said it.
That's strange. I mean, I don't know if it's strange, but I do feel like
strange.
I mean, you can't tell me he's a man of 60 plus and he doesn't have a female friend like that his wife approves of. He gotta have somebody out there.
Well, I mean, he said it.
I mean, I think he said it in a way to protect his own arse, because he knows, speaking truthfully, I guess, he can't have too many female friends if he knows himself.
Right.
Right.
So maybe he's saying that he knows himself well enough to know that he can't be friends with the opposite sex without wanting to have sex or being tempted, and he doesn't even want those types of problems.
Yeah, he don't want that sauce.
Right.
He doesn't want the smoke. And he probably already had smoke.
Exactly, because in
why.
his first marriage and then
Oh, he did get married before.
Yeah.
And because he was cheating? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, well,
Word is
allegedly.
Allegedly.
I think that would be smart and wise of him, right? If that was the case, and he knows himself, and he feels as if he cannot be around other women or befriend other women.
The way he worded, he said, attractive.
Okay. Yes.
If you're attracted to somebody.
Yes.
All it takes is, you and your spouse to be in a bad space and you're venting to your friend that you're attracted to, and that person gives you a shoulder and an ass to lean on.
Yeah. Don't trip and fall on a stick. For a friend and a shoulder to
Right. So
well, I mean, I can understand it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm playing devil's advocate, of course, but I understand exactly what he's saying. There is no room for friends in your home, in your household, in your relationship, unless the friend is extremely respectful. There is no feelings left out there to make the other party suspicious. That friend has their own relationships, and they're bringing those relationships forth to introduce to us. So no, there is no harm for us. Or there is that friend that's backing up completely. Like that's a real friend.
Or just respectful. You don't have to stop being friends, but you have to be respectful.
You got to be respectful.
Yeah. Like I run into Idris Elba, and
There we go.
he's a respectful friend.
No, he's not. In your head. In your head.
So I couldn't be friends with Idris.
No, I would not want you to be. I'm talking about Idris. Idris Elba.
We could be friends.
No, you cannot.
Why not?
All right, explain
I
that to
set
me.
the boundaries. So if I'm not leaving that door open for us to be physical, we can be friends.
I would have to be comfortable with that relationship.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. Sure.
What would make me comfortable with that?
If he's respectful.
No. What about you?
Oh, most definitely.
What?
Most definitely.
You can't even spit it out your face.
Most definitely respectful.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're saying boundaries, right?
Right.
You're saying that what would need it to be is, again, my comfort level with your boundaries.
Right,
Or-
because the female is the one that sets the boundaries on where the relationship goes. So there's a lot of guys who are friend zoned, and they're probably great friends, but if given the opportunity, they would take it. Mm-hmm. You know, so
They're gonna jump all in that thing.
it's easier for me to have a male friend than for you to have a female friend.
Ooh, explain that, please.
Because I'm setting
Please.
the boundaries. So if I'm
So
not,
I can't set boundaries.
you can, but it's easier for me because women are the ones that set. So if you're friends with somebody, right? Mm-hmm. And you're attracted to that person. Mm-hmm. And me and you are going through a difficult time where, like, it's rough. We haven't had sex in 6 months. Mm-hmm. And you have this friend, you confide in your friends and you're talking, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, you're drinking. Alcohol plays a part in it.
Okay.
And,
Definitely.
you know, we're all human. Like,
Alcohol is definitely in there. Spirits.
Right.
Wine and spirits.
Yeah, so you're pouring your heart out to this friend, and
Who, Idris? You pouring your heart out to
no,
Idris?
we're talking about you.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still on the Idris part. I don't
And-
have to hurt that man. Continue.
You know, you're talking, pouring your heart out, and she goes to give you a hug, and the hug feels really good, and she says, "Let me take your troubles away."
Yeah,
You would be
okay.
tempted in that moment.
Well, no,
not
no,
saying that it was your intention, but
Yeah.
we're all human.
Yeah, no, the shoulder to cry on.
An ass to cry on.
Yeah. The cushiony bottom of comfort.
Right.
No, it does come down to the boundaries. You know, it comes down simply and solely to the boundaries where you feel your level of comfort is, you know, with your partner's so-called friendship.
Right. If the person is respectful, I think it makes it easier for your spouse to accept.
But you're also saying that it's easier for women to have a male, you know, counterpart or friend than it is for men to have.
Yeah, because we set the boundaries. So if I have no intention on sleeping with you, most guys won't cross that line.
But
If
most
we're
guys
friends.
will sit around in that wing and wait
Right.
for it, right?
Right.
But is that not like a form of passive aggressive? Like, no, this is my friend. No. I know I will never do anything for you, but you also know that he's sitting in the wing waiting for it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't set the rules.
See?
I don't set the rules.
Aha. See, so it's cool for homie to be on chill, but my brother, you can't have shorty on chill. Friend or no friend. You cannot. And if you did, there was the room for us to fall and trip and fall in some cootie cat. See, that's the difference. Now, I will say this, and this is in all honesty, right? Like, it's one of those things where I guess if you do have that female friend, that potential for something physical to happen, it is increased, you know, because we don't have a chill button, let's say. We're aggressive, you know, we're the predators, we're the ones that are, predators wrong word, but
Right.
you know, we're the ones that are looking to initiate conversation, right?
Yeah.
But what happens, you know, we can separate the two. We can separate friendship from, you know, sexual relationship. And then we blur those lines too. So we are friend with benefit,
Yeah.
but the friend should supersede the benefit. And when it comes to women, 90% of the times, that benefit supersedes the so-called friendship.
I don't understand.
Meaning I'm giving you this wood and shorty loving, but in our mind, shorty, you're not my girl. In a woman's mind, we might not be together, but we together because of it. We're friends, but because we're having sex, we're no longer, friends. We're more than friends. But men, we seem to be like, no, that's just what it is. You're my friend. We'll tell 1,000 people that's my friend.
Oh, but you're having sex with person.
But we're having sex. So that's what I'm like, I understand what Steve Harvey's saying. Because we'll blur that line. We'll say, friend. That's my friend. That's my sis.
Okay. Oh, you mean the girls that be like, hey, big head.
Hey, big, hey, bro, that's my brother. That's sis. She's good people. She my peoples.
But y'all having sex.
But we may have, or used to have, physical relationships. Meaning we could block that out. As a woman, that blocking out part becomes a little blurry.
So you're saying that as a woman, I can't have sex with somebody and then turn on the friend button?
I think it depends on how good the pipe might be.
Yeah.
But it will blur the line. It will blur the line. I don't think it's as easy as it is for a guy to do that. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I think it's easier for us to say, screw this, it's just my friend. Mm-hmm. And then what Steve Harvey's point is, it comes back to bite you in your relationship because, what you saying is friend ain't really friend. Mm-hmm. And she's taking it a certain type of way based on physical nature.
Or just knowing yourself. You can't. You know that you can't be.
See, I know myself.
And what's yourself?
I'm in half. I mean, I don't need no female. You're my friend. You're my female friend.
Praise him.
You're my best friend. I don't need any friends. Friends for what? No, for what?
Why do I feel like?
Oh no. You're my only friend. You're the only friend that I ever have and ever need. And I'm so thankful for you. The difference is you bring value to my life.
Right.
I don't want a friend if you don't bring value. You are, babe. You're the bomb. So
I don't know how to feel about this.
I mean, it's getting warm in here.
Right. It's bullshit.
But no, I mean, I look at it like, I can't. All right, so knowing myself, right? I can't put myself in position.
You have a couple of female friends, and I feel like they're friends because, they're not disrespectful. They're not calling at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and when I'm around, I never get the vibe that there's some type of sexual energy and tension or whatever.
Yeah. No. The love and the respect
they
for
in
you
turn
there.
kind of like became my friends. So
yeah.
I think that's the...
Yep.
When you try to separate it and that's your friend and secrets or conversations that I can't know about, I think that's weird.
Yeah. No, the love and respect for you, it supersedes all friendship, right? Like, you have to know who my wife is. You got to know what's going on. She don't take no mess, and I ain't trying to stir no mess. So that's key to all of that.
And you as well, right?
Vice versa.
Right.
Vice versa. I'm not, I'll give you one of these. But, I can't be against anybody that's showing respect to me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I would.
Yeah, I have a couple of guy friends.
Yeah, I mean.
My godfather.
Yeah, those are guys. Those are homies.
That's like my brothers.
Yeah, those are homies.
Yeah.
But I understand, right? It was Steve Harvey.
But
so,
just to be clear, so you're saying that I cannot newly become friends with Idris Elba.
Most definitely. I'm saying do
just to be
not.
clear in the future if I run into...
Are more than welcome not.
No. Not. Okay, gotcha.
More than welcome not. That's going to be the title of this episode. More than welcome not to have. Absolutely. So I mean, but I understand it.
Right.
In conclusion, right, I think this has been an eye-opening topic. I think a lot of people, try to use that friend terminology and defend and fight for, so-called friendships that may, potentially cause some type of toxicity in your relationship.
Right. Because it doesn't even have to be the opposite sex. It could be the friend who is single and, you live a different type of lifestyle when you're single.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable with you having that guy friend who I know
It's turning up.
Yeah.
Is that the fun house?
Well, having a whole bunch of,
Mm.
you know, bitches, females, whatever.
This is parental, advisory.
Right.
You say it with your chest. And bitches.
All around, and
Yeah, you can't have them. You can't have those.
right? Because would you
in your
want me
circle.
to have the friend that's calling me every weekend,
Well, no,
and
I
I'm
mean-
like, babe,
Ain't that how you got married? That's like the scenario regarding how you got proposed to.
going to the party.
No, quick story, right? Flashback. Like flashback. So my wife winds up, wanting to go.
No. We're gonna tell the whole story.
So I wanted to go
You
for
said
a holiday
that.
party.
Yeah, it was like Memorial Day, right? So he
Ironically.
wants to go to this year before we were married. He was like, hey, such and such told me about a party out of town, and it was who? Chris
It was
Brown.
down in D.C. or something like that.
Yeah, Chris Brown and
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a
Trey
whole,
Songz.
It was a whole lineup.
And they come with bitches and bitches and bitches. So
Allegedly.
allegedly. So I'm like, okay, that's great. I'm gonna find out what's going on over here, and and he's making all these plans about what fit you fitting to wear.
Get to the sauce. Get to the sauce.
What VIP section we gonna be in, and
Oh yeah, bro had it already laid out. Shout out, Doe. It's already laid out.
so I'm like, okay, so I get off work. I speak to my friend, and she's like, oh, Fab is having a pool party at this mansion. And other
Fabulous is having a pool party.
people. And it was going to be,
mansion
I forget
in
who else
Jersey.
was going to be there.
It didn't matter.
The peoples.
It didn't matter.
So I'm telling him about the pool party, and he like,
Who you with?
he scratches all of that. I don't
Who you?
understand.
No.
What was
It started with
What was the reason?
who you with? Who you going with? Right?
Okay, it was a friend from high school.
So let me do my research. I do my whole facts, and I started scrolling and it's going, baby girl is out here.
Having
right?
fun. City girl.
Needless to say.
What was the reason for you to
I
stop
didn't-
your plans?
Needless to say, I didn't go. She didn't go. And we got engaged that night. Okay? That's the point. That was the purpose.
Ain't you good?
That was the
God, it's
purpose.
so good.
Because what you're not going to do is bump into Idris Elba and be friends.
The hell,
with your
Idris
girl
was
at
not
the
at that
birthday-
party.
At the party at Fabulous backyard. And no.
That was gonna be lit.
No. In closing, this is Married. Now what
Now what?
podcast? Now we thank everybody for tuning in with this, conversation. I'm about to get upset, so I'm gonna shut it down. But
I don't wait. So I'm sorry.
no, we don't got time, honey. All right, go ahead, say it.
What? I don't understand. So you're able to go and party and have fun and be around whatever. Why wasn't I able to do that?
But I didn't. I
didn't.
came home and got married. I sat down.
And I'm sitting too.
Yeah. So I think we both made the
Hopefully
right
we
move.
never have to get up.
Where you going? If you get up, I'm right behind you. Where are we going? We. Huh?
Okay. Well, we're sitting.
Yeah, well, we're sitting for now together forever. Standing up whenever together.
Together.
So, in closing.
And closing. You've been trying to close this.
Yeah. I gotta get away from this topic. We got way many other topics to discuss. Steve Harvey.
You all fidgety.
Yeah, Steve Harvey, thank you again for infiltrating my home. But I think it's worth the conversation because it is that it's important. The friends, the friendships, the opposite sex type of friends, the same sex type of friends, all of those things will make or break your marriage or your relationship if you're willing to fight for some things that ain't healthy. And that's why I said, baby, I ain't got no need to fight. I'll be home. It was the perfect decision for me.
And I'm not fighting as well.
No,
Because I can be out partying.
No one said you.
So
why,
we're both
why
sacrificing.
Why you good on God?
Because you're making it seem like you're the only one that
No, I'm really
made
not.
a mature decision to put our marriage and kids first.
Honey, honey, you are the mastermind behind Mature Decisions. I'm following your lead. Credit is given. Like, I know me. Therefore, that's why I understand Steve Harvey.
Right.
All of these things make sense. But I do feel like, these are the things that can make or break people's relationships.
Right.
It ain't make or break ours. However, it needs to be discussed. And things and topics like this will be discussed more often than not. When you listen to Married Noah podcast.
Word.
So I guess, can I wrap up now?
In closing.
In closing. We want to thank everybody for watching this, showing up, and and looking at our content here at YouTube, our new home. Again, please go back to listen to all of the other episodes that we have wherever you listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
We are again taking this journey. We invite everybody to take this journey with us.
Yeah.
Please stay tuned, for a bunch of great conversations. We're looking to bring some other people in, have some joint conversations with some fun couples. Yeah. Continue to talk about our candles, busycandles.com, busybeecandles.co on Instagram. These are the things that we're loving the most. You'll get to see our children in this process grow. We'll talk more about them. Yeah. And thank you for being a part of the journey. Please like, share, subscribe. You have any final words before we depart?
No.
All right. This is like take 53.
Right.
Do you think we nailed this one?
Hopefully. I think so.
Maybe some up top.
It'll get better.
Yes, it'll get better. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Please, again, share, tell somebody. That's how we get known. And we appreciate y'all, for listening. Yeah. All right. Married.
Now what?
All right.